Chapter 321, Mei Gongzi's Bloodline. Through team battles, they amassed considerable wealth, ready for spending at the ancestral court. Leaving the Colosseum, Tang San didn't rush back to Golden Valley. He headed to Jiali Square, buying a milk tea. Whenever he had time, he'd come for a milk tea. Though he couldn't see Mei Gongzi, seeing Su Qin reassured him that Mei Gongzi hadn't left or faced major changes. Su Qin remembered Tang San well. Seeing him buy milk tea, she smiled. You've grown taller. About 13, right? You look like a young man now. Tang San took the milk tea, smiling. Thank you, auntie. Head back soon. Stay safe, Su Qin advised, saying no more. All right, goodbye, auntie. Tang San replied respectfully, sipping the warm milk tea as he left Jiali Square. The taste of Mei Gongzi's milk tea always brought her to mind. He treasured the cup she gave him before her seclusion, with her fingerprints and traces. He missed her so much. Taking a big sip, Tang San suppressed his emotions. Before she returned, he'd build a strong foundation, aiming for 9th tier to further awaken his divine sense. Even if he couldn't break through to God level, he'd reach God level combat strength. When her seclusion ended, likely for her inheritance challenge, she'd need his help most. In a quiet chamber in Jiali City, Mei Gongzi, seated cross-legged on a stone bed, slowly opened her eyes, a faint silver glow flashing in them. Over a year in seclusion here, often without daylight, her skin grew fairer. Opposite her, the Peacock Great Demon King, also meditating, appeared unchanged outwardly. Sensing Mei Gongzi awaken, he opened his eyes. How do you feel? Mei Gongzi nodded. Some progress. I've stabilized 8th tier. Good. 8th tier is crucial for us, granting true spatial integration. Your star shift progress can deepen, the Peacock Great Demon King said. Starting today, I'll teach you a new ability, the clan secret only I could master. Mei Gongzi was stunned. You didn't master it. He replied, no male can. Do you know when our last great demon emperor was? 3 generations ago, Mei Gongzi said. In their gender, he asked. I wasn't allowed to study clan history. How would I know? She replied coolly. That ancestor was female, he said. Only females can unleash our clan's bloodline to its peak. You carry her blood. When you were young, I infused her essence blood into you, enabling your peacock golden crown at a tender age, confirming you as an heir, one of many, outwardly, but in my heart, the only one. Mei Gongzi froze. She hadn't known he'd infused her with a great demon emperor's blood. No wonder she never faced the weak bloodline issues of human vassals. Her talent stemmed from this ancestral power. He continued, after this seclusion, I may face that foe, my strength nearly spent. The Peacock Demon clan's future is yours. My only request, you may purge the centers, but our bloodline must endure. Even if you prioritize supporting and protecting humans, I don't object. But our bloodline must continue. Can you do it? Looking at her father, Mei Gongzi paused, then nodded. He smiled. Though you see yourself as human, our bloodline flows in you. I believe you'll become the next Peacock Great Demon Emperor. When you were young, I took you to the ancestral court, where the Heavenly Fox Great Demon Emperor read your fortune. Know what he said? Mei Gongzi shook her head. He said you have immense luck, unlike any demon he'd seen. He couldn't see your future or achievements clearly. Such cases were rare, only 1 or 2 others, beings above him. Your future surpasses his, and he ranks 3rd in the ancestral court. Her eyes widened. She knew she was talented and worked hard but never imagined reaching Great Demon Emperor level. He smiled. Never belittle yourself. I believe you'll lead our clan to new heights. The Heavenly Fox Emperor's evaluation solidified my decision to name you heir. But no matter your luck, the path requires steady steps, strength built through accumulation. I'll teach you our clan's female-only secret technique, the true path to becoming a Great Demon Emperor. Follow it to succeed. Mei Gongzi nodded. His words stirred her deeply, needing time to process, but elevating her cultivation was this seclusion's main goal. Rest now, I'll prepare. We'll start soon. The Peacock Great Demon King vanished with a flicker. Mei Gongzi's eyes grew pensive. Lost in thought, she realized over a year had passed in seclusion. She wondered about the outside world and her progress. Did Shira still wait at Jiali Academy? And little Tang, thinking of Tang San, his clear image surfaced. Strangely, seeing him sparked a genetic familiarity, an unconditional trust akin to what she felt with her mother. Not even her father, despite his guidance, evoked such familial warmth. How was little Tang, still sweeping at Jiali Academy? How long until her seclusion ended? Little Mei, come, the Peacock Great Demon King's voice called. Okay, with a silver flash, Mei Gongzi vanished. Chapter 322, Demon Tiger Team. News of the Shrek team's return to battle spread rapidly through Jiali City, especially among human vassal communities. Their last victory over the Sword Demon team stunned everyone, showcasing strength beyond expectations. Yet, the Shrek team suffered heavy injuries. In just over half a month, they'd recovered enough to fight again. For humans, this was great news. Regardless of the 5th match's outcome, it proved the Shrek team was intact and ready to compete again. With deliberate Colosseum promotion, the match became a focal event. The Shrek team's opponents were kept strictly confidential. Betting opened, with win-loss odds reappearing. Wu Bingji wanted to bet, but Tang San stopped him, opposing gambling. Tang San had his reasons. He didn't want his teammates developing a gambling habit. Large bets would attract Colosseum attention. A first win could lead to bigger bets, and unchecked greed might invite Colosseum sabotage. Their goal was noble status, not wealth or risk. Convinced, Wu Bingji left all elemental coins in Golden Valley before departing, instructing the Red Fox girls to give them to the mayor if they didn't return. Though seen as jinxing, they let him be entering the Colosseum again. The Shrek team kept a low profile. The bloody atmosphere felt familiar. Recalling the last match, Wu Bingji, Cheng Zicheng, and Guli, heavily injured then, felt lingering fear. The previous night, Tang San brought news of their opponents' racial composition. The 5th match wouldn't be easy. Their opponents, the Tiger Clan. All 5 were tigers. Tigers, kings of beasts, were formidable among demons. The White Tiger Great Demon Emperor was a top-tier powerhouse, ruling all tigers. Golden tigers were also mighty. No tiger clan had less than 3rd-tier bloodlines. Today's opponents were tigers, likely not golden tigers, as their noble status made Colosseum battles unlikely. They'd be spectators. Still, their opponents were undoubtedly powerful, not inferior to the Sword Demon team. Tang San made targeted tactical arrangements based on tiger traits. Arriving at the Colosseum before evening, the streets were bright but packed with humans, all anticipating the match, discussing the Shrek team, now humanity's light. This was both motivation and pressure. 3rd array disc, you can use it today, brother Dubai, Tang San said. Dubai's eyes lit up. Tang San hadn't let him use the 3rd disc before. In the last match, it would have clashed with the Spirit Ascension array. No problem. At the Colosseum, the host warmed up the crowd. Today's packed again. Many VIPs are here for the Shrek team, wondering if they'll keep going. This team creates miracles, defeating seemingly unbeatable foes, often with brutal headshots. What opponents do they face today? I can reveal they've won 5 team battles and haven't appeared here in a while. They arrived 3 days ago, unaware of today's foes. But I believe they're a chasm the Shrek team will struggle to cross. In the face of absolute strength, all tricks are paper tigers. Betting remains open until the last moment. Time bets are in 3-minute increments. A secret, I bet under 6 minutes. Hey, so, VIPs, think carefully. Laughter erupted from the stands. Bet against him, and you'll own a seaside villa. The host scoffed, what's good about the sea? Eating sea demons daily. My bets are always safe. More laughter. The host's betting reputation was poor. No more talk. Final countdown begins. The last 10 minutes of betting passed, signaling the match's start. Two massive gates rose. The Shrek Team's 5 appeared. Though masked, their figures confirmed no roster changes, and they seemed fully recovered. The headshot captain, who burned his bloodline, stood at the front, his life force seemingly restored. Life-restoring treasures existed but were costly, explaining why the bloodthirsty demon ape believed Tang San's claim of heavy healing expenses. For human spectators, seeing an intact Shrek Team sparked excitement. Today's human crowd was a third larger than last time, but when eyes turned to the other gate, gasps echoed. The Shrek Team's opponents, 5 towering figures, over 2.5 meters tall, robust, exuding a menacing aura. Their shared trait, a prominent, king, mark on their foreheads. Black hair, black, king, marks, and black fur with yellowish-brown stripes on their arms. Demon Tigers, a quasi-second-tier bloodline in the Tiger clan, Dark Demon Tigers. Dark Demon Tigers were solitary, ferocious, adept at dark element control, and immensely strong. Opposed to the light-aligned golden and white tigers, they lacked a great demon emperor, unable to rival mainstream tigers. Yet, this didn't mean weakness. Their bloodline, while not matching golden tigers, was close, earning the quasi-second-tier label. Chapter 323, Spirit Fusion Array. Due to their ferocious nature, demon tigers frequently appeared in the Colosseum. Suppressed by golden tigers, they lacked noble status, fueling their discontent and ferocity. Today, the Shrek Team faced the Demon Tiger Team, 1 9th tier and 4 8th tier demon tigers. Their dark purple eyes gleamed with cold cruelty, eyeing the smaller Shrek Team with predatory intent. See that, now you know why I bet on the 6-minute mark, the host declared. The Shrek Team faces the brutally cold, ferocious, and powerful Beast Kings, the Demon Tiger Team. I'm betting they'll win in under 6 minutes. No tricks stand a chance against absolute strength. Their dark domain will crush the Shrek Team. I'm rooting for the Demon Tigers. Human spectators held their breath. The host was right, Demon Tigers were formidable. With a 9th tier leader, this team had 5 consecutive wins, brutally tearing apart opponents. Known as a top contender for 10 wins and noble status, they were infamous. No one expected the Shrek Team's 5th match to pit them against such foes. Unnoticed, due to masks and distance, the Shrek Team's expressions, Wu Bingji, Guli, Dubai, and Chang Zicheng, showed astonishment, then glanced at Tang San. The reason, yesterday, learning their opponents were tigers, Tang San predicted a high chance of facing demon tigers, with at least the team's core being demon tigers. Now, the opponents confirmed his prediction, and yesterday's tactics were tailored against them. Were demon tigers easy to handle? Absolutely not. Beyond physical prowess, their attacks carried dark attributes with strong corrosion. Mentally formidable, they wielded various dark skills, excelling in mid-range combat. With a 9th tier among them, these Beast Kings had few weaknesses. Without a great demon emperor, demon tigers might have rivaled other tiger clans for dominance. Their only flaw, their ferocity lowered their intelligence compared to golden tigers. Both sides, prepare, the host's voice rang out. From the Shrek Team, Dubai activated an array disc, igniting it. A pale golden light spread across the ground, forming array patterns radiating gold. The team's eyes brightened. Unlike the previous 2 discs, this one raised golden patterns from their feet, intertwining them. The 5 stood in a line, Wu Bingji in front, Tang San second, Dubai third, Guli fourth, Chang Zicheng last, united as one. Simultaneously, black airflow surged from the 5 demon tigers, forming dense clouds above, filling the air with a terrifying aura. The Colosseum's dark elements thickened instantly. The Demon Tiger's Dark Domain. A powerful racial ability, it boosted dark element density by over 30%, varying by cultivation. With 5 8th tier plus demon tigers, the effect was profound. Within the Dark Domain, their combat strength soared, a terrifying advantage. Its drawback, a limited 30-meter diameter range centered on the casters, consuming significant bloodline power. Outside, one would flee a Dark Domain, fighting within was suicidal. But in the Colosseum's confined arena, it was perfect, making the Demon Tiger Team nearly invincible, a top contender for 10 wins. As black mist surged, the Shrek Team seemed tiny under the oppressive pressure, their golden array patterns and unique linear formation their only oddity. Begin, the host shouted, starting the match. The 5 demon tigers roared, their piercing cries echoing, weakening lower bloodline spectators with their Beast King aura. Enveloped in the Dark Domain, they charged, their terrifying aura surging, bodies wreathed in purple-black halos from dense dark elements. Unite, Tang San commanded. Instantly, the Shrek Team's 5 glowed with different auras, Wu Bingji white, Tang San cyan, Dubai white, Guli faint white with distortion, Chang Zicheng golden. Their diverse bloodline energies surged forward, merging into Wu Bingji. His white aura turned ice blue, his eyes blazing like blue crystals. His aura skyrocketed. Wu Bingji felt the energy from behind, filtered and fused into his bloodline, flooding him like a mighty river, boosting his cultivation. His mental clarity and perception surged, sensing a call from another realm. The third array disc, Spirit Fusion Array. A 5-in-1 Spirit Fusion Array. It hadn't been used before because Dubai and Guli's lower cultivation risked failed fusion. Now, with everyone's improved cultivation and Wu Bingji's purified bloodline, it could handle the energy, debuting in battle. The Spirit Fusion Array united their powers, not fully additive but channeling most of their bloodline strength into Wu Bingji. If Tang San led, the effect would differ, but he trusted Wu Bingji's enhanced ice control to wield it, offering greater training value. Chapter 324, Summoning the Dark Demon Tiger. Under the Spirit Fusion Array, Wu Bingji's cultivation reached peak 9th tier, not just in bloodline power but also mental strength. This was with Tang San holding back his mental power, otherwise, his alone could have pushed Wu Bingji to that level. An ice blue aura burst from Wu Bingji, cooling the Colosseum's dark element saturated air. Ice elements thickened rapidly, and despite facing 5 charging demon tigers, Wu Bingji stood like a war god. Raising his right hand, he struck the air, instantly forming ice arrows that shot toward the demon tigers like lightning. Silent but swift, the ice arrows entered the Dark Domain, showing signs of corrosion and slowing. But then, they exploded, scattering ice shards. The blasts roiled the black mist, slowing the 5 demon tigers' charge. Wu Bingji's hands moved, ice elements condensing before him into a deep blue ice spear, etched with strange patterns, its chilling aura restrained. Spectators held their breath. They'd seen a similar spear in the last match, formed when Wu Bingji burned his bloodline. Now, without burning, he formed it instantly. Last time, it pierced the Earth Demon Bull's enhanced defenses. With the Spirit Fusion Array, the spear formed in a flash. Wu Bingji locked eyes on the 9th tier demon tiger, a purple gold glint in his blue pupils. The 9th tier demon tiger felt a chill, roaring lowly and spitting a purple-black light orb at Wu Bingji. The other 4 fired similar orbs, swelling in the domain's boost, hurtling toward him. Gripping the ice spear, Wu Bingji's ice blue aura and the array's golden pattern surged. Facing the dark onslaught, he stood like a war god. As the 5 orbs neared, Wu Bingji moved, hurling the ice spear, slicing through the air. It pierced the leading 9th tier orb instantly, twisting eerily to penetrate all 5, freezing them in place before they exploded. The spear's twisting flight was masterful, shattering after piercing the last orb. The 9th tier demon tiger, now within 30 meters, prepared to charge when a chilling presence struck. A foot-long, translucent ice blue needle, barely visible, concealed its aura until it reached the demon tiger, then unleashed terrifying power. Too fast for the 9th tier demon tiger to react. In desperation, it surged purple-black light over its body, dodging to use its right claw to swat the needle. But the needle's speed exceeded expectations. PFF'd. It pierced its right shoulder blade. Though avoiding vitals, the demon tiger felt a chilling dread. It frantically channeled bloodline power to its shoulder, but the ice explosion was unavoidable. Despite the domain's enhanced dark power melting some of the needle, the explosion shattered its right shoulder, half its body frozen, crashing to the ground. The spear's might was staggering. It didn't kill, but its secondary acceleration and piercing power crippled the 9th tier demon tiger. Its injury disrupted the dark domain, weakening it significantly. The 4 8th tier demon tigers slowed, converging on their leader. Wu Bingji, expressionless, grasped the air, forming another identical ice blue spear with his purified 9th tier elemental control. Ice was his to command. The crowd erupted as the 9th tier demon tiger fell. No one expected this. Even those who'd seen the Shrek team before couldn't imagine their leap in strength after mere weeks. The spirit fusion array transformed them. For demons, 9th tier and peak 9th tier were distinct. Peak 9th tier, a step from god level, rarely appeared in the Colosseum, as such beings focused on transcending to godhood, not earning money. Yet, Wu Bingji, boosted by the array, reached peak 9th tier. The demon tiger, though strong, was newly 9th tier. With techniques honed under a god king's guidance, Wu Bingji's strike caused instant collapse. Forming another spear, Wu Bingji ignored the 4 8th tier demon tigers, his focus locked on the 9th tier one via purple demon eye. He knew defeating it would secure victory. His spear, guided by his skill, was unavoidable for the demon tiger. Roar. The 9th tier demon tiger, maddened by injury, unleashed its ferocity. The dark domain surged, black light flames rippling from all 5. A massive black tiger shadow, 15 meters long and over 7 meters tall, formed, absorbing dark power to grow. This was their trump card, the dark domain's peak, summoning the dark demon tiger. Chapter 325, Summoning failed. Unnoticed, as the demon tiger summoned the dark demon tiger, a faint white light flickered around Dubai at the back of the Shrek team. Something stirred in the air. The dark demon tiger roared, aiming to envelop the 5 demon tigers with its massive form. At peak 9th tier, its energy was immense, dark elements aggressively dispersing ice elements. But the 9th tier demon tiger, at the core of the summoning, felt a sudden chill and sharp pain in its shoulder. A wave of dread hit, disrupting its focus. The forming dark demon tiger faltered without its key support, its huge body wavering. The 4 8th tier demon tigers felt their effort misfire. Having summoned flawlessly for years, they were stunned as the dark demon tiger exploded into black mist, dissipating. Backlash hit all 5, the 9th tier spitting blood, disbelief on its face. The imposing dark demon tiger, which had gripped human spectators with fear, vanished like a paper tiger. Wu Bingji's second ice spear shot out, carrying unstoppable momentum and extreme cold. The 9th tier demon tiger, not daring to underestimate it, surged black light flames, burning life force to purge residual ice elements. Its tiger claws struck, bloodline erupting to the limit. Like Wu Bingji's past bloodline burn, it fought desperately, knowing the spear's terror. But the spear exploded 15 meters away, not on impact. From the blast, 4 chilling glints shot out, vanishing instantly. The 4 8th tier demon tigers didn't react in time. 4 ice needles, secondarily accelerated, pierced their eyes and brains. The second spear's target wasn't the 9th tier demon tiger, its trajectory was a feint. With peak 9th tier mental and bloodline power, Wu Bingji's ice control had soared, far beyond before. Bang, 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 bang. The 4 8th tier demon tigers fell, killed by the piercing explosions. The Shrek team's headshot reputation claimed 4 more demons. The 9th tier demon tiger, burning its life force for a full strike, hit nothing, seeing a mocking expression. Enraged, it roared, ignoring the fading dark domain, and charged Wu Bingji. Waiting for it were thick ice walls, each meters thick, rising from the ground. By the 7th wall's explosion, the 9th tier demon tiger's bloodline power was spent, its aura fading. An ice spear descended, pinning it to the ground. The host's jaw dropped. Having watched the match, he wanted to call himself a fool. It ended in under 6 minutes, but the winner was the opposite of his bet. No one expected the Shrek team, who struggled last match, to crush such a formidable opponent in about 5 minutes. Only Wu Bingji acted, his 8th tier cultivation erupting with peak 9th tier strength, his ice spear and needle control otherworldly. The headshot team struck again, claiming demon tiger heads. Keen spectators focused on the golden array patterns in Dubai with the disc. In 5 battles, the seemingly least combat-capable member appeared to be the true orchestrator. They weren't wrong, but unknown to them, beyond the spirit fusion array, Dubai's misfortune control was the key to victory. Misfortune struck as the dark demon tiger formed, causing the 9th tier demon tiger to falter, collapsing their strongest move, leading to their swift defeat. 6th tier heavenly fox transformation, with 3 tails, was no longer a battlefield bystander but a pivotal factor. The easy victory stunned even the Shrek team. After killing the 9th tier demon tiger, Wu Bingji looked back at Tang San, barely believing they'd won. Tang San nodded slightly. Wu Bingji's element control, combined with Tang Sek techniques, was formidable. However, the win hinged on the opponent's relative weakness. The spirit fusion array, while potent, couldn't push them to god level. Its effect would wane as their cultivation grew. A peak 9th tier opponent could have changed the outcome. Dubai's misfortune control nullified the enemy's strongest move, avoiding a grueling fight. The seemingly easy win was a team effort. A win was a win, the Shrek team's 5th victory. Cheers erupted from the human spectator area. Defeating a powerful foe with greater strength sparked wild joy. They saw hope for humanity. Leaving the arena, the bloodthirsty demon ape waited at the exit, its expression unprecedentedly grave. It nodded to the 5 and said, "Follow me." Gesturing, it led the way. The 5 followed, heading not to their usual rest area but deeper into the Colosseum. "Where are you taking us?" Wu Bingji asked. The ape paused, saying gravely, "The arena master wants to see you." Wu Bingji started to speak, but Tang San stopped him, saying, "All right." The ape continued, the 5 trailing. Wu Bingji glanced at Tang San, worried. Tang San shook his head, signaling calm. After a long walk through a wide corridor, a lavish hall appeared. They passed a corridor lined with valuable paintings, stopping at a grand arched double door. The ape signaled them to wait, entered, and returned moments later, gesturing for them to follow. Led by the ape, the 5 entered a luxurious room. Chapter 326, The Colosseum Master. The room was vast, over 500 square meters, with a 7-meter arched ceiling adorned with vivid beast battle murals. Dominated by gold, white, and red, it exuded opulence. Behind a large wooden desk emitting a faint fragrance stood a demon, back to them. Through the window, the Colosseum's dispersing crowd was visible, yet the room was silent, its soundproofing impeccable. From behind, the demon sported pristine white antlers, a deer demon. His lavish attire and position marked him as the master here. Master, they're here, the bloodthirsty demon ape said respectfully. You may leave, a pleasant voice replied. Yes, the ape bowed, exiting without glancing at Tang San's group. The deer demon turned, facing the five. His handsome, middle-aged face held restrained aura, eyes glinting with divine light, exuding a unique charm. Tang San recognized him instantly, having absorbed this clan's bloodline. A skylight deer demon, god level. Skylight deer demons wielded immense mental power, their skylight heart eye piercing through elements. In a prior battle, such an opponent's element manipulation troubled Wu Bingji. The Colosseum's master being one was unexpected. Welcome, please sit, the skylight deer demon said, smiling and gesturing. Tang San and the others sat on the sofa, the four besides Tang San either wary or uneasy. The skylight deer demon smiled. I'm Ying Jia, skylight deer demon clan leader. Jiali City's Colosseum is our clan's enterprise, or rather, we manage it for the city lord. Skylight Deer Demon King. The title flashed in Tang San's mind. So, the Colosseum's master was him. Tang San knew the Skylight and Golden Deer Demon clans were the Peacock Great Demon King's key allies. Despite Jiali City's remote location, their economic acumen made it prosperous, rising from the bottom to mid-tier economically, largely due to these clans, especially the Skylight Deer Demon's business talent. The 7-colored Deer Great Demon Emperor's bloodline, fiercely contested at the auction, came from this clan. Ying Jia's gaze settled on Tang San. You're the true core of this team, aren't you? His keen observation noted the teammates' glances. Tang San's last-minute triumph over the Red Crown Crane Demon had revealed his prominence. Tang San sidestepped. What does the master want with us? Ying Jia smiled. Humans are clever, especially vassals of your caliber. You know why I summoned you. Tang San said, please, but Ying Jia used, summoned, a word laced with pressure. Tang San replied calmly, I only know the Colosseum is fair, especially to its warriors. We aim to win, claim prizes, and perhaps earn noble status. That's all. I'm unclear on anything else. As Ying Jia applied pressure, Tang San countered, wasn't the Colosseum known for fairness? Singling them out wasn't fair. They all guessed Ying Jia wanted the array discs. The spirit gathering array was one thing, the teleportation array coveted, but today's spirit fusion array pushed the Colosseum to act, prompting Ying Jia's personal intervention. He smiled. An innocent man with treasure invites guilt. You understand this. Moreover, the origin of such items is questionable, and officials must investigate. The Colosseum is fair, but if Jiali City officials interrogate you, we can't interfere. Tang San smiled. So, if we hand the discs to you, the Colosseum can protect us. Ying Jia smiled reservedly. The Colosseum should have that ability. Good. Tang San agreed without hesitation, turning to Dubai. Brother, give them to me. Dubai glanced at Tang San, then handed over 3 array discs. Tang San stood, placed them on Ying Jia's desk, and said, can we leave now? Ying Jia's powerful mental force confirmed the discs' authenticity with a glance. He was surprised Tang San surrendered them so easily, defying expectations. Just like that, Ying Jia asked. Tang San said, there's a saying, the wise adapt to circumstances. You said officials would trouble us, so we must be smart. I assure you, these are the only 3 discs. You can search us to confirm, but I hope, after this, you won't disturb us again. We just want to compete fairly. Ying Jia nodded, smiling. I'll ensure you're looked after. Dealing with smart people is pleasant. See them out. The door opened, the bloodthirsty demon ape waiting. Tang San led his puzzled teammates out, collected their winnings under the ape's guidance, and swiftly left the Colosseum. Ying Jia examined the 3 discs, his face soon showing awe. Each palm-sized disc bore intricate patterns, their energy pathways unprecedented. Crafting arrays with such effects into small discs was a remarkable invention. After studying them, he realized his mistake. He hadn't asked the Shrek team about the discs' use or origin. Confident in his Skylight Deer Demon intelligence, god-level perception, and vast experience, he thought he could unravel their secrets upon inspection. Now, he saw his error. Not inquiring about their use and origin was a grave mistake. The array's intricacy surpassed anything he'd seen, and he couldn't identify the discs' alloy material, only noting it was specially forged. Attempting to activate them with divine sense yielded no effect. These discs couldn't be deciphered quickly. Tang San's ease in handing them over was a calculated move. The Shrek team left the Colosseum, blending into the crowd. Chapter 327, Teleportation Array. Tang San, why give them up? Just like that, Wu Bingji couldn't help asking. Tang San smiled faintly. If we didn't, we might not have walked out. Giving them is fine. Those discs are useless to him. If they were easily deciphered, wouldn't the mayor's stock be copied already? The discs have mechanisms, force them, and they break. They're cheap to make, so let him have them. What about our next battle? Dubai asked, worried. Tang San smiled. If I'm right, our next opponents will be easier. We can win without discs. Without us, they can't unlock the discs' secrets. Next time we compete, they'll come to us. Seeing Tang San's confidence, the other 4 relaxed. Guli said, I was sweating when they took us to the arena master. I thought they'd harm us. Tang San shook his head. Skylight Deer Demons aren't violent, they're businessmen, driven by profit. Killing us offers no gain. They want benefits from me as long as we hold that, they won't act. Wu Bingji asked, what's the plan next time if he demands the discs' usage? Tang San smiled. Tell him, each disc is unique and wears out with use. Once he knows, he has no reason to target us as for their origin, we can say what we want. To them, the real value is more discs or the imagined array master behind us. Wu Bingji caught Tang San's logic. But didn't the mayor say these are vital? Is it okay for them to spread among demons? Wu Bingji hesitated. Tang San said, originally, I wanted an outlet to earn for the organization. But since they pressured teacher with god-level breakthroughs, I'm ready to open other channels. We can develop independently. From the Redemption Organization's treatment of Zhang Haoshuan, Tang San saw its leader's limited vision. Such leaders couldn't truly lead humanity's rise, and growing profits risked complications. Thus, Tang San withheld other disc types from Zhang Haoshuan. He had ways to handle the Colosseum. The Shrek team's victory sparked human celebration in Jiali City, especially for its apparent ease, raising expectations. The name Shrek spread widely. The Colosseum profited most, with surging attendance. Despite their readiness for the 6th match, Tang San didn't rush. He led the team back to Golden Valley to train, devising new tactics to guide their growth. 5 days later, Zhang Haoshuan returned with all the materials from Tang San's list. The newly god-level mayor looked weary but excited. A teleportation array. While teammates trained, Tang San and Zhang Haoxuan began crafting the large teleportation array near the golden tree, needing its vast energy for sustained use. The mid-range teleportation array was complex, with interlocking rings. Zhang Haoxuan, thinking he'd grasped energy arrays, soon realized he couldn't follow Tang San's work. The intricate energy connections and layered arrays baffled him, a complexity beyond comprehension. Asking questions, Tang San patiently explained, but Zhang Haoxuan's god-level divine sense struggled to keep up, grasping only basic principles. Teacher, I used basic materials, so this is a fixed teleportation array, linking only here in the academy. I'll set a core disk, kept with me it'll notify me of usage attempts, requiring my approval to activate. We'll need spatial gems for energy. We must set another array at the academy for binding. Keep this secret. I suggest placing the academy's array in your residence, not telling other teachers. Zhang Haoxuan nodded, smiling wryly. This is far more complex than I imagined. Tang San, where did you learn this? Tang San said, if I said I figured it out myself, would you believe me? Zhang Haoxuan glared. Should I? You should. They laughed, locking eyes. Zhang Haoxuan sighed, not pressing further, knowing Tang San wouldn't say. Perhaps Tang San was a heaven-sent savior, he consoled himself. The Golden Valley array took 7 days, the academy's in Zhang Haoxuan's residence 3, as it only connected here, simpler than the main array, which could link elsewhere later. The array's materials cost over 100 elemental coins, excluding Tang San's labor. The moment of excitement arrived. The 15-meter diameter array, centered on the golden tree, had Zhang Haoxuan and the Shrek team eager. After so much time and money, the teleportation array was complete, ready for its first test. Tang San explained that solo teleportation required 9th-tier mental strength. Bringing others demanded a god-level divine sense for stability. With Zhang Haoxuan or Siru's strength, they could teleport up to 10 people, consuming spatial gems. Tang San crafted a batch of spatial gems for storage. Ready? Zhang Haoxuan asked. Tang San nodded. Let's begin. He produced a palm-sized disc embedded with colorful gems, the array's eye, essential to activate the teleportation. Chapter 328, First Teleportation. Golden light shimmered as the array disc in Tang San's hand glowed softly. The entire array trembled slightly, emitting strange energy fluctuations that seemed to affect Golden Valley, intensifying spatial ripples. Spatial fluctuations were peculiar, not merely energy shifts but filled with mysteries. Even the Peacock Demon clan, with their innate spatial sensitivity, couldn't fully grasp space's secrets. At that moment, the complex array's spatial fluctuations grew stronger, as if destabilizing the surrounding space. Zhang Haoxuan signaled the others to step back. Spatial elements were mysterious and dangerous, a spatial rift could be deadly for ordinary people. Then, a wondrous scene unfolded. The chaotic fluctuation stabilized as the array's patterns lit up, becoming orderly and confined within a specific range. Tang San addressed Zhang Haoxuan, Teacher, envelop us with your divine sense, enter the light gate, and maintain stability throughout the teleportation. Remember, keep your divine sense around us, don't probe outward, or spatial forces might pull it away. Zhang Haoxuan nodded earnestly. Tang San reiterated, spatial forces are vast. Never probe lightly, or your divine sense could dissipate irreversibly. Zhang Haoxuan agreed again. Tang San, why don't I try alone? You stay, Zhang Haoxuan suggested, aware of spatial dangers and worried about risks. Tang San shook his head. It's fine. Our array isn't the strongest or stable enough for ordinary use, but failure is unlikely. Let's go. As a former god king with reviving divine sense, Tang San trusted his array. He accompanied Zhang Haoxuan to guide him through the first teleportation, ensuring stability if emotions or focus wavered. The disc in Tang San's hand glowed brighter, its golden light intensifying. The array's light converged at the center, forming a 3-meter-high, 2-meter-wide light gate. The Shrek team watched, breathless. They'd seen Tang San and Zhang Haoxuan build the array, doubting it could teleport them to the academy. But the light gate's appearance dispelled doubts. Success seemed imminent. Go. Tang San nodded to Zhang Haoxuan. Zhang Haoxuan released his divine sense, enveloping himself in Tang San, and they stepped into the gate. Instantly, Zhang Haoxuan felt dizzy, everything spinning. The strange energy shift was indescribable, tightening his heart. Focus inward, don't probe outward, Tang San's voice echoed in his mind. Startled, Zhang Haoxuan curbed his urge to explore cosmic mysteries, retracting his focus. His body lightened, distortions fading, clarity returning. Zhang Haoxuan found himself in Tang San in a familiar room, his residence in the academy town. The light gate faded, the array's patterns dimming. Tang San handed the disc to Zhang Haoxuan. Teacher, keep this. The valley array draws energy from the golden tree, but here, each teleportation needs a new energy gem. Next time at the ancestral court, we'll look for high energy gems for multiple uses. Still reeling from the teleportation's marvel, Zhang Haoxuan said, incredible, truly incredible. It worked. Tang San, Tang San smiled. Take it slow. Maybe we'll build an array to the ancestral court someday. With enough resources, it's possible. Zhang Haoxuan laughed. Perhaps by then, humans will have defeated the demons and spirits, truly rising. Tang San stayed silent. Overcoming demons and spirits was daunting, they were too powerful. Even with him, and assuming no interference, it would take centuries to elevate humanity. As a god king, he'd prioritize world balance, unable to favor one race. But he wouldn't dampen Zhang Haoxuan's enthusiasm now. He smiled. Let's work together. Humanity will have its chance. Teacher, the disc is yours. Test it more, don't spare resources. We must ensure we can evacuate students and teachers instantly if danger arises. Zhang Haoxuan nodded. I understand the operation now. A few more tests, and I'm set. I can relax. Before the ancestral court, I'll teach Siru the teleportation method, so I can go with you confidently. And the next Coliseum matches should speed up. I plan to take everyone to compete tomorrow. The next 2 should be easy wins, Tang San said, smiling. Zhang Haoxuan was surprised. So confident. Tang San nodded. After giving up 3 discs, how could he not be? The Coliseum soon received the Shrek team's request to continue team battles, a welcome development. Though not top tier, they brought the highest revenue, becoming the Coliseum's star team. To humans, they were their team. Their popularity soared, making them Jiali City's most celebrated figures. Masks hid their identities, or they'd be human idols by now. Chapter 329, Easy Victory. The schedule was soon announced. The Shrek team's 6th match was set for the prime evening slot in 2 days, with their opponents kept secret. The Shrek team's popularity soared to its peak. When Tang San and the team arrived at the Coliseum, the bloodthirsty demon ape greeted them with a beaming smile, respectfully escorting them inside. Their rest area had been upgraded to a luxurious lounge, a stark contrast to before. Regarding your opponents, you received details yesterday. Satisfied? The ape asked. Wu Bingji nodded. We're prepared. The ape smiled. Good. After the match, our master invites you to dinner. Do your best. Wu Bingji smiled slightly. We'll take you up on that. He glanced at Tang San. As Tang San predicted, their 6th match opponents, while seemingly formidable, were perfectly countered by the Shrek team. Specializing in speed and direct attacks, they lacked control skills. The Shrek team's strong control abilities easily suppressed them. Tang San exchanged a look with Wu Bingji, who told the ape, based on our analysis, we're confident we'll win in under 3 minutes. The ape's eyes lit up. Really? Early congratulations then. I'll escort you in soon. He hurried off. Watching him leave, Tang San gave a faint smile. Soon, the ape returned. The Shrek team's 6th match was about to begin. Wu Bingji led, still the team's most popular member. His headshot maniac nickname was renowned, overshadowing Tang San's 4th match brilliance after Wu Bingji's solo dominance in the 5th. The Shrek team's mysterious array discs drew increasing attention. As the massive gate opened, deafening cheers erupted. The host's voice echoed, tonight, a great battle unfolds. The Shrek team faces trouble against the fearsome Mad Lightning team. Those who've seen them know their terrifying speed, teleportation arrays can't evade them. Regardless of the outcome, this will be a thrilling fight. The Shrek team isn't easy prey, winning against the odds before. I checked today's bets, only 30% back the Shrek team, but some believe they'll create another miracle. Indeed, despite their popularity, few bet on the Shrek team's continued wins. Human solidarity angered demon spectators, who mostly bet against them. Win-loss bets were rare in the Colosseum, most preferred time bets in the short pre-match window, fueling excitement. Even if the Shrek team wins, it'll be a hard fight. I predict over 10 minutes for a result. Trust me, bet on Shrek winning after 10 minutes, safe and sound. The host declared confidently. Wu Bingji turned to Tang San, whispering, is he spouting nonsense with a straight face? Tang San shrugged. That's his job, misleading the crowd. It's normal, or our hint to the ape would have been for nothing. Hurry, VIPs, place your bets. The match is starting, the host shouted. Tang San's team saw their opponents. The 5 opponents didn't look easy, sleek, not overly tall, with cold eyes and flapping wings, marking them as flying demons. All 5 were air-splitting falcon demons, a fiercely fast and ferocious clan. All were 8th tier, none 9th tier, with only 3 team battle wins. The Colosseum had finally shown the Shrek team favor. This was why Wu Bingji expressed satisfaction to the ape. 3 discs earned them manageable opponents. Betting closed, and the battle began. It was a foregone conclusion. The air-splitting falcon demons were formidable, but without superior strength, they faced misfortune and time control. When Guli's time manipulation disrupted their flight speed, the outcome was clear. In under 3 minutes, Wu Bingji dispatched all 5, ending the fight. Shrek team won in under 3 minutes. The host vanished, truly, safe and sound. The Shrek team secured their 6th team battle victory. The Colosseum echoed with curses, mostly aimed at the host. Returning to the rest area, the bloodthirsty demon ape waited, his smile brighter. The master awaits. Congratulations on your 6th victory. A historic achievement for humans. Wu Bingji nodded slightly. Lead the way. In the same luxurious room, they met Yingjia, the Skylight Deer Demon King, whose warm smile greeted them with applause. Impressive, truly impressive. I watched your match. Stunning victory. Congratulations, Yingjia said, his eyes sincere on the surface. Wu Bingji replied calmly, you're too kind. Today's opponents were easier. He noticed the 3 discs on the desk, unmoved from where Tang San left them, as if untouched. What does the master want? Wu Bingji asked. Yingjia smiled. You generously gave 3 discs last time, and I haven't thanked you. With today's swift victory, I must play host. Dinner is ready, follow me. Chapter 330, Hospitality. Yingjia, the Skylight Deer Demon King, led the way to a side door, followed by the Shrek team. Wu Bingji kept a neutral expression, but inwardly marveled at Tang San's foresight. Everything unfolded as predicted. The dining room was equally lavish, illuminated by a dreamy crystal chandelier. Fox demon maids, striking in appearance, served a feast of demon beast meat, presented in ornate vessels of rare metals, exuding luxury. Yingjia hosted alone, a gesture of personal hospitality for the Shrek team. We recently acquired a rare ice rhino demon beast. Today's menu features its horn, ground into powder, aids in cooling and balancing energy, enhancing the flavor and nourishment when cooked with its parts. Please, enjoy. The ice rhino demon beast, rarer and stronger than the winged tiger, came at an astronomical cost unknown to Wu Bingji and Tang San, but clearly exorbitant. The Shrek team dug in eagerly, soon feeling a cool, refreshing energy coursing through them, confirming the meal's nourishing effects. For Skylight Deer demons, reaching god level was tough due to their abilities and bloodline, with geniuses like the 7-colored deer great demon emperor being rare. Yet, their wealth allowed them to boost cultivation with rare treasures, building their current strength. The team relished the meal. Tang San identified several new spices, pairing uniquely with the ice rhino meat, a novel flavor in this world. How's the food? Yingjia asked, smiling. He ate sparingly, such fare no longer aiding his god-level cultivation. Wu Bingji replied, excellent. We've never tasted such delicacies. Yingjia smiled. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I forgot last time, those 3 array discs you left. I haven't compensated you. My oversight. Such treasures can't be taken for free. There's a spirit gathering array disc on the market, aiding cultivation, quite effective. Have you heard of it? He asked meaningfully. Wu Bingji shook his head, feigning ignorance. No, Yingjia glanced at him. It's very popular, prices rising, now over 50 elemental coins each, in short supply. Your 3 discs, in my view, surpass it and haven't appeared on the market. I won't shortchange you. I'll pay 100 elemental coins each, buying them from you. Fair. Wu Bingji's eyes lit up, about to agree, when Tang San nudged him. Tang San's next words pained him. Master, we don't want money. We'd prefer to win 10 matches and gain noble status, Tang San said. Yingjia sighed. If it were up to me, that'd be easy. But the Colosseum is fair, and as humans, your status is tricky. He wasn't deceiving them. Humans achieving nobility was extraordinarily difficult, especially in the Colosseum. For the rules, if you reach the 10th match, you'll face the Colosseum's strongest team, as is proper. I can't decide that, it's an obligation to Jiali City's clans, Yingjia said gravely. Tang San replied, then please ensure we reach the 10th match. We'll fight the final one with our strength. Is that possible? 4 matches remain. Could all be easy opponents. 3, perhaps. Yingjia looked at him deeply. The discs have value, so payment is due. As for future matches, with a wave, 3 large trays were brought in. When placed before the team, the room's air thickened with intense elemental fluctuations. Each tray held 100 neatly stacked, high-quality elemental coins. The first tray, ice blue ice attribute coins, not rare but uncommon in such quantity. The second, cyan wind attribute coins. Yingjia had noted Wu Bingji and Tang San as the team's core, matching the coins to their attributes. The third tray held mixed attribute coins, less uniform. 300 coins in total, a fortune the team had never seen. Wu Bingji's eyes reddened, glancing between the coins and Tang San. This is your due payment. Now, please explain the discs, usage. Fair trade, right, Yingjia said to Tang San and Wu Bingji. Tang San replied, very fair. But, master, we value our lives more. So, my earlier proposal. Ying Jia pondered, then said, it's not impossible. If you tell me the disc's origin. Clearly, this was his true purpose. Over days, he and his aides studied the discs, finding them far more complex than expected. Without specific methods, they were unusable. The solution lay with the Shrek team. Having given the discs, they'd likely share the methods, swayed by money. In truth, his 50 coin figure for spirit gathering arrays was false. Market price was 300. He'd watched their reactions to gauge their knowledge. The Shrek team's spirit ascension, spirit fusion, and teleportation arrays likely surpassed the spirit gathering array, especially the latter two, rare treasures. Chapter 331, A Flawless Lie. Ying Jia, the Skylight Deer Demon King, didn't catch any change in the Shrek team's expressions. Masks hid much, but subtle shifts in their exposed faces could have betrayed them. He saw none. For Ying Jia, the origin of the 3 array discs was far more critical than their usage. Knowing they couldn't be replicated, finding their source was paramount. Tang San hesitated before saying, Master, honestly, we can't fully explain the discs' origin. We once saved an elderly man who gave them to us. He prepared this story, waiting for Ying Jia's question. An elderly man, human, Ying Jia pressed. Tang San nodded. Yes, human. He was gravely injured. We saved and healed him. He said he had nothing to repay us, so he gave us these discs. Where is he now? Ying Jia's gaze burned, his mental energy intensifying. Tang San's expression turned blank, as if speaking instinctively. We don't know. He mentioned living in the ancestral court and that we might meet again if we go there. The ancestral court. Ying Jia fell into thought. Tang San's tale was simple but fitting for their status. Not knowing was normal. Spirit gathering arrays came from the ancestral court, so a master there made sense, a perfectly reasonable lead. Ying Jia couldn't resist. You mean you could meet him if you go to the ancestral court? Tang San nodded. After seeing the discs' effects, we realized their value but knew we couldn't keep such treasures. He said if we meet again, he'd give us more. With such amazing discs, we want more benefits. But ordinary human vassals can't enter the ancestral court without noble status. That's why we're competing, to gain nobility and see him again. Tang San's words were logical, aligning with their identity and explaining the disc's origin. A powerful array master in the ancestral court was easy to believe. Ying Jia pondered which faction or clan this master served. Spirit gathering arrays appeared suddenly, not through a major clan but directly on the market, suggesting the master wasn't aligned with a powerful group. Despite many investigations, no leads surfaced, until now, presented by Tang San. As Tang San said, ordinary human vassals couldn't enter the ancestral court easily. Seeing Ying Jia deep in thought, Tang San maintained a blank look. After a pause, Ying Jia said, tell me the disc's usage, then you may leave. Continue competing. If you hear from that man, inform me immediately. You'll be rewarded handsomely. He needed to strategize carefully to locate this master. Compared to others investigating, he had an edge. The master was human and in the ancestral court. Seizing this could yield immense benefits, requiring careful planning. The 300 elemental coins were given to the Shrek team. Dubai explained the disc's usage, which Ying Jia quickly grasped, being a god-level expert with divine sense. As the 5 left the Colosseum, the usually steady Wu Bingji was visibly excited. 300 coins, a fortune he'd never seen. They'd struck it rich. From his talk with Ying Jia, Tang San gleaned insights, achieving his goal. Ying Jia's interest in the discs was expected, and Tang San could plan around it. He also learned the 10th match would be their toughest, facing a formidable foe. Winning without exposing his full abilities would be challenging, a crucial test for the Shrek team. By feeding Ying Jia this lead, Tang San ensured their safety, as Ying Jia's interest in the non-existent master would protect them. This would aid their future ancestral court trip. Maintaining this connection was simple, bring back another disc. By then, Mei Gongzi might have finished her seclusion, and aligning with her was Tang San's true desire. Over the next week, the Shrek team fought 3 more matches, resting a day between each. They won all 3, either against weaker opponents or those their abilities countered, securing victories with ease. 9 wins in 9 matches, an unprecedented feat for a human team in Colosseum history. The Colosseum's favoritism filled their coffers, leaving them one step from nobility. In Jiali City, the Shrek team's fame reached even the Peacock Demon clan. Among humans, they were godlike, their names sparking discussions wherever humans gathered, a symbol of hope. All humans now debated the 10th match, the opponents, possible tactics, and whether the Shrek team could win noble status. Then, the Shrek team vanished from the public eye. Chapter 332, Individual Paths. The Shrek team's 9 victories in 9 matches were hard-earned. The first 6 relied on their own skill, overcoming targeted challenges. The last 3 had subtle support from Ying Jia, the Skylight Deer Demon King. He made it clear that the 10th match would pit them against the strongest opponent, with no favoritism possible. A human team nearing 10 consecutive wins had alerted the Colosseum's headquarters in the ancestral court. The 10th match required reporting to them, with supervisors dispatched to ensure fairness, making it an absolutely impartial battle. The only information they could share was the opponent's identity. Undoubtedly, this would be no easy foe. Ying Jia privately urged them to skip the match, citing low odds of winning. He offered alternatives, like disguising them as demons with forged passes to enter the ancestral court. The Shrek team declined. Disguises might get them into the ancestral court, but could they participate in auctions? The risks were too great. The ancestral court housed great demon emperors. Any scrutiny from top powerhouses would expose them. They weren't going for leisure but to gather resources, requiring legitimate entry to achieve their goals. Thus, the 10th match was unavoidable. However, the Shrek team didn't set a date, needing more preparation. In Golden Valley, the golden tree's life aura grew richer, thriving daily. From a few withered branches, it now stood over 5 meters tall, its small canopy lush and vibrant, its life aura strengthening. The spirit gathering array amplified spiritual energy collection, but the tree, as the array's core, drove absorption. Though not the richest, Jiali Mountains rivaled the life energy of Tang San's past life star Do Forest. With few powerful demon beasts to consume the abundant spiritual energy, the vast mountains fueled the golden tree's growth. Through constant absorption and evolution, the tree was on track, its future growth a matter of time. Under the golden tree, the Shrek team and the red-crowned crane girls trained, their life essence rising in the rich aura, compensating for the impurity of their demon god transformation bloodlines. While a short-term qualitative leap was impossible, daily training brought noticeable progress. Dubai, now 6th tier with a 3-tailed heavenly fox body, felt content. Before Tang San, 3rd tier seemed unreachable. Now, at under 16, he was a genius by heavenly fox clan standards. He didn't dare dream of higher tiers yet. 6th tier heavenly fox transformation was highly valued in the redemption organization. While he didn't aim higher, he trusted Tang San. His reliance on Tang San grew, perhaps due to his heavenly fox cultivation, sensing Tang San is key to his fortune. Past breakthroughs proved it, sticking with Tang San ensured growth. Among the team, Dubai had the most faith in him. Wu Bingji, back at 8th tier, trained harder. Near-death battles reshaped his understanding of combat and cultivation. His ice essence transformation reached a new level, deepening his grasp of ice's mysteries. Now, the senior brother genuinely believed he could reach god level, a once unthinkable goal. Chang Zicheng's progress was significant. After her wing injury, she identified her issue. Her human body couldn't fully harness her golden rock bloodline due to insufficient resilience. Recently, she focused on body tempering, not rushing to 8th tier but stabilizing 7th tier while strengthening her physique. The golden tree's life energy and valley's treasure sufficed. Tang San designed a regimen, specific treasures for soaking, diet, training, and cultivation. His expertise shone. Though her cultivation hadn't surged, her body felt transformed, tougher, allowing better integration with her 2nd tier bloodline, truly mastering golden rock transformation. Conversely, Guli emphasized mental cultivation, consuming treasures to boost mental strength. At 7th tier, his time control grew precise, with greater range and effect, requiring robust mental support. Tang San advised reaching peak 9th tier mental strength, below god level, to stimulate his time transformation bloodline for faster growth and deeper time comprehension, all rooted in mental strength. Guided by Tang San and tempered by battles, the Shrek team's progress was meteoric. Golden Valley differed from Redemption Academy, where other teachers and students limited Tang San's guidance. Here, Zhang Haoshuan focused on the teleportation array, not interfering. Abundant resources, selected or processed by Tang San, doubled their effects. In 2 months since the Colosseum battles began, each member's strength had qualitatively soared. Chapter 333, The Final Battle. Tang San trained steadily, raising his heavenly fox and time transformations to match his teammates' levels. His mysterious heaven technique stabilized at the 8th layer, focusing on body tempering and mental strength. He didn't need many heavenly treasures, directly absorbing purified spiritual energy from the golden tree, which nourished his body and mental sea more effectively. He wasn't rushed to advance his cultivation. He found that demon god transformation levels tied closely to cultivation. Advancing cultivation without matching transformation levels made further progress difficult. Ideally, both should rise together, with transformations prioritized. Without deliberate suppression, his cultivation would have reached 9th tier, but he sought deeper foundation, knowing breaking through to god level was daunting. While not rushing cultivation to wait for his teammates' transformations, he poured effort into mental strength. Already at peak 9th tier mental strength, he now focused on nourishing his divine sense. This wasn't conversion but nourishment. Nurturing divine sense with mental strength was costly and slow, a laborious task. But before god level, directly cultivating divine sense risked detection by the plains lord, inviting suppression. Thus, he used this slow but safe method. Though gradual, it was effective. As his divine sense stabilized, Tang San's memories clarified. Initially, his deepest memories were of his wife, prioritized to protect them in his weakened state, leaving other memories, including cultivation, vague. With his divine sense recovering, his God King experience and thinking sharpened, his greatest gain. No matter how much he trained in this plane, he couldn't surpass his former abilities. This resource-rich world had never birthed a God King. Creating a God King was a plane's ultimate aspiration, enabling evolution into a divine realm. Yet, it was nearly impossible, with countless planes stuck at this step despite immense efforts. To dominate this world, Tang San needed to reclaim his God King status. Even then, he couldn't disrupt the plane's balance. He'd be invincible. For now, he didn't dwell on this, as God level was a distant chasm. Lately, while training, he used his recovering divine sense to ponder breaking through under the plane's pressure. His conclusion: coercion and inducement. After the 9th match, they trained in Golden Valley for over half a month, addressing weaknesses and improving. Even in this ideal training ground, cultivation growth required steady accumulation. Through matches and spirit gathering array sales, they amassed wealth. Tang San deliberately reduced disc production to raise prices and signal discontent to the Redemption organization. The organization's pressure on Zhang Haoshuan over his god-level breakthrough revealed its flaws. They repeatedly urged Zhang Haoshuan to report to headquarters. A trip to the ancestral court was imminent, and the 10th match loomed. Sitting under the golden tree, Tang San smiled faintly at his team. Are you ready? The final match. Wu Bingji smiled back. If you say we're ready, we are. Du Bai grinned. Yeah, if you say go, we go. Chang Zicheng glanced at her faintly golden skin, less fair now, slightly troubled. She sneaked a look at Wu Bingji, wondering if he liked her new look. Her strength had grown significantly, though. Guli said, my mental strength's at a threshold. I need a push. Let's do it 9 matches down, 1 to go. Tang San nodded. Good. Prepare and follow the plan. A day later, Jiali City's Coliseum announced news that electrified the city. The Shrek team, with 9 team battle wins, would face their 10th challenge against a ferocious, equally victorious opponent. Would the 5 human warriors ascend to nobility or fall, wasting all efforts? This ultimate showdown would decide. Jiali City buzzed with discussion. Humans unanimously backed the Shrek team, believing they could win, regardless of the foe. In this moment, humans united, seeing a rare chance for hope. Their hearts clenched, yet burned with longing for a higher place. To human vassals, rivaling demons and spirits was impossible. They just wanted a chance at nobility. With their high intelligence, humans craved strength, yearning to break free from oppression. The Colosseum offered the chance, showing humans could challenge mighty demons. Tickets for this match were scarce, prices tripled yet still in demand. Nearly all of Jiali City's great nobles would attend this rare Colosseum showdown. Chapter 334, Embrace. The match was set for 3 days later, awaiting the ancestral court's envoy to ensure fairness. A human team achieving 9 victories was extraordinary, easily sparking suspicion. For 3 days, Jiali City buzzed with discussion, with shouts of headshot echoing in the streets. Unlike humans, demons almost unanimously believed humans couldn't win. They instinctively felt humans becoming nobles was unthinkable. Moreover, the Shrek team's opponent, far more popular, was a team capable of winning even in the ancestral court. Betting pools swelled dramatically. Bets favoring the demon team dominated, as humans' wealth paled against demon nobles, despite earnings from prior Shrek victories. Mysteriously, a surge of funds backed the Shrek team, narrowing odds slightly. This prompted nobles, initially betting on time pools for thrill, to pour more into win-loss pools, pushing odds to 1 to 5 for a Shrek win. Before the match, human support lagged. Even rational humans cautioned against high hopes, as noble status was a near impossible dream. This tension electrified the Colosseum, boosting attendance and profits daily. The day arrived. As Tang San's group approached the Colosseum, the atmosphere felt different. Though the match was at night, crowds had swarmed since morning, requiring city guards to maintain order. The 5 struggled through the throng, donning masks and showing their identities to gain entry. A somber air prevailed, oppressive even to the usually lively Dubai, who fell silent. Passing through the crowd, they saw humans with red eyes, some gamblers but more filled with fervent hope for a historic human victory. Could it happen? No one knew. Confidence waned as official details emerged, yet humans clung to the slimmest hope, having waited too long for this moment. Tang San alone wasn't nervous, even feeling excited, a rare emotion since Mei Gongzi's seclusion. Human unity might begin with this battle. The Redemption Organization aimed to make Jiali City a human stronghold, supporting Mei Gongzi as city lord despite slim odds. For her and humanity, Tang San's team would lay the foundation for rallying hearts. The bloodthirsty demon ape awaited, his expression grave, leading them to the lounge. Closing the door, he said solemnly, on behalf of the master, I ask one last time, are you sure about this final match? It's not too late to back out. Life is singular. Quitting may ruin your reputation, but no one knows your faces. You can live well. 9 wins is humanity's greatest record. Wu Bingji replied calmly, at this point, even knowing we might die, we can't retreat. This is humanity's first spark of hope. If we die fighting, that seed will sprout in others' hearts. If we flee, that flame dies. You're not human, you can't understand how vital this is, the hope sustaining our people. The ape looked deeply at him. Then I'll say no more. Though we're different races, I admire you. Prepare. He left. Today's ape lacked his usual deference, clearly doubting a Shrek miracle. His words were sincere, he genuinely wished they'd withdraw. Wu Bingji's speech earned his respect. Wu Bingji turned to the others. The ape's right. We might die today, unable to win. If anyone wants to back out, it's fine, there's time. One fighter keeps the Shrek team and humanity standing. Guli's eyes shone, smiling. Big brother, I was nervous coming here, like our first match. Everyone fears death, I do too. But you're right, we're not just ourselves but humanity's hope. My blood's burning. Death, let's do this. His tension vanished, eyes blazing. Chang Zicheng stood, walking toward Wu Bingji. Seeing her, his gaze softened. Zicheng, this is men's work. You don't. She covered his mouth, grinning. No chauvinism. I like your masculine vibe, but humans say, women hold up half the sky. For humanity's hope, why only men? Women can too. Big brother, I just want to say something private. Can you come with me? Huh, Wu Bingji blinked. Heh Dubai chuckled nearby. Private talk, my foot, Zicheng. Don't mess around, I divined it, today's luck is great. Chang Zicheng glared at him, then turned to Wu Bingji, tugging his sleeve, her eyes pleading. Wu Bingji took a deep breath, opened his arms, and pulled her into a tight, unrestrained embrace. Chapter 335, Today, I hold nothing back. The scene stunned Guli, Dubai, and even Tang San. Everyone knew Chang Zicheng's feelings for Wu Bingji, but he'd always kept his distance, giving her no chance. Who'd expect, at this moment, he'd embrace her? Chang Zicheng's mind went blank. His broad, warm embrace, strong arms, and masculine scent overwhelmed her thoughts. Then, Wu Bingji's voice whispered, Zicheng, don't say anything now after the match, when we win, tell me then. I'll listen properly, with plenty of time, okay. Releasing her, he smiled. Dubai's right, we can't make a mess now. Dazed, her face flushed, Chang Zicheng stole a glance at him, nodding firmly. Wu Bingji turned to Tang San, smiling. Anything to remind us. Tang San smiled back. No today, I'm captain. Standing, his gaze swept over his 4 teammates, still smiling. Today, I hold nothing back. At those words, the 4's eyes lit up simultaneously. They never knew Tang San's full strength, but nothing back gave them unmatched confidence. Tang San extended his right hand. Wu Bingji stacked his, followed by Chang Zicheng, Dubai, and Guli. 5 palms united. Tang San's smile deepened, shouting a phrase etched in his soul from his past life. Shrek, victory, the 5 roared together. Jiali City Coliseum. Due to overcrowding, ticket checks started an hour early to maintain order. The arena was packed, but human spectators were fewer today, not from lack of desire, but exorbitant ticket prices inflated by nobles, unaffordable for most humans. On the stands, Redemption Academy teachers were present, led by Mayor Zhang Haoshuan, with Siru, Guan Longzhong, Mu Enqing, and Mu Yunyu behind. With Zhang Haoshuan's wealth, tickets were no issue. Around them were about 20 human spectators, notable vassals, the entirety of today's human audience. Mu Yunyu clenched her fists, biting her lip nervously. She was uncertain of the outcome, as all news favored the Shrek team's opponents. She'd hesitated to attend, worried for the kids, but came anyway. When the 5 vanished, Zhang Haoshuan said they were training. Against all odds, they'd won 9 matches. As Redemption members, the teachers felt Jiali City's humans unite like never before, praying for Shrek's victory. Yet, the pressure was immense. Winning would make history, but losing could mean death, a devastating loss for Redemption. No one questioned Zhang Haoshuan's decision anymore, those questions came before. Guan Longzhong hadn't spoken to him in days, his face cold. Siru, beside Zhang Haoshuan, wore a calm smile. Mu Enqing took a deep breath, turning to Zhang Haoshuan. Mayor, are we sure? Zhang Haoshuan glanced at him. If we're not, can we back out now? Mu Enqing's lips twitched. Indeed, it was too late, both teams were entering, the battle inevitable, a true fight to the death. Since we're here, stay calm, Siru said, smiling. When has old Zhang ever acted without confidence? Her words eased the teacher slightly. Zhang Haoshuan's steadiness was renowned, or Siru, stronger in cultivation, would be Dean. Zhang Haoshuan stayed silent, inwardly grumbling, confidence. Only within my control. That kid's long beyond it, I just trust him. As they spoke, the massive gates opened, and both teams entered. The Shrek team, led by Wu Bingji, followed by Tang San, Guli, Dubai, and Chang Zicheng, kept their usual formation despite Tang San's captaincy. Changing would alert their studied opponents. As the opposing gate opened, 5 figures emerged, met with earth-shaking demon cheers. At their center stood a 2.5-meter tall man, resembling a human, golden short hair moving without wind, a stern, bloodthirsty face with crow's feet showing age, muscular yet balanced, gripping a great sword planted in the ground, his gaze sweeping toward the Shrek team. Though they knew his identity, seeing him up close made all but Tang San tense. This figure was infamous in the Colosseum. How to describe him? At the grand auction, Tang San saw a formidable 9th-tier Cyclops demon, Yushi, the slaughter maniac, whom he despised and considered challenging. But Yushi died a month ago, killed one-on-one by this man he had no name, or refused to share it in the Colosseum. He was known only as the Liger Sword Saint. Yes, Liger, bearing 2 golden bloodlines, Golden Lion and Golden Holy Tiger. Though not as bulky as either, his explosive power surpassed both. Not first tier, but peak second tier. Chapter 336, Liger Sword Saint. The Lion and Tiger demon clans rarely produced offspring due to reproductive isolation, with only a 2% success rate. Of those, 90% died from genetic defects. Survivors with dual bloodlines were exceedingly rare. The Liger Sword Saint was one such anomaly. Bearing 2 golden bloodlines, he was an outcast in both clans, enduring a childhood of pain and struggle to reach his current realm. Raised amid insults of mongrel, his heart brimmed with hatred. Thus, he came to the Colosseum. Initially 7th tier, he achieved a winning streak in solo battles within a year, earning noble status and reaching peak 9th tier. Wielding a great sword and his dual golden bloodlines, he carved an extraordinary path. Both the Golden Lion and Golden Holy Tiger clans predicted that, upon reaching god level, he'd ascend rapidly, potentially rivaling a great demon emperor. Once shunned, both clans now courted him, but he scorned them. His hatred for the clans that gave him his bloodlines was profound. He preferred staying in the Colosseum, amassing resources through battle, refusing to return. He'd prove himself through slaughter, not glances at those clans. Yu Shi, the Cyclops demon, challenged him and was cleaved in two. From youth, he learned to rely solely on himself and his strength. However, the Colosseum's aid to his cultivation waned. At peak 9th tier, his dual bloodlines created a barrier, making god-level ascension nearly impossible. Despite a year of relentless fighting, he hadn't progressed. The Colosseum suggested team battles for greater stimulation, so he joined, with strong teammates assembled for him. His team secured 9 consecutive wins, but he felt used as a profit tool, gaining no breakthrough. Today was his final Colosseum battle. Afterward, he'd take his earnings and noble status to roam freely. The Shrek team's data described him, an unparalleled lighter beast, a terrifying existence even first-tier bloodline warriors struggled to defeat. Forged through countless battles, he was solitary, eyes fixed forward. His pride made him disdain teamwork in prior battles, single-handedly cutting down foes with his greatsword, ending fights swiftly. The crowd's cheers were nearly all for him. A noble yet still fighting, he was hailed as the strongest below god level. His 4 teammates, though overshadowed, were no weaklings. How could those paired with him be ordinary? They shared a trait, all were illegitimate offspring of noble demon families. Illegitimate children couldn't become nobles per ancestral court rules. To maintain bloodline purity, clans didn't support them. Thus, powerful clans devised ways for their illegitimate offspring to gain nobility, often through Colosseum partnerships. 10-team battle wins granted nobility, a swift path, achievable in as little as 10 days. When top warriors appeared, the Colosseum sold slots on their teams. Led by such warriors, victory and nobility followed, within rules but with mortal risks. Only those with strong foundations dared try. The Lighter Sword Saints teammates were such cases. Ying Jia, valuing the Shrek team, had asked their preference, face a team led by the formidable Lighter Sword Saint or a cohesive, evenly strong team without such a standout. The former's challenge was his ability to annihilate teams alone, never failing. Tang San chose the former. Thus, the Lighter Sword Saint faced them, with 4 strong teammates, 3 8th tier, 1 early 9th tier, from varied clans. Deafening cheers, mostly for the Sword Saint, echoed. In Jiali City's Colosseum, he had countless fans, even deemed the ideal mate for Lion and Tiger clan women. He ignored the cheers, glancing at his opponents before closing his eyes. To him, their identity didn't matter. He'd defeat and kill them, then move on. His mind was beyond Jiali City, seeking his path to godhood. He firmly believed he'd find it, proving this, mongrel, surpassed the purebreds. He'd return his childhood humiliations tenfold. The clan's overtures were laughable to him, they were enemies, not kin. Today's clash, long awaited by all, will crown one team as nobles while the other may fall. The Shrek team, humanity's hope, has battled mighty foes to reach this 10th match. The invincible team, yes, our invincible team, has been unstoppable. Their invincibility, I believe, will endure. Lighter Sword Saint, invincible, invincible, invincible. The host screamed, voice frenzied. Chapter 337, Heaven-Breaking Hammer Unleashed. And so, I'm betting on the invincible team. Dear VIPs, what are you waiting for? 3 minutes, that's all it'll take for our great Lighter Sword Saint to cleave through those clowns' skulls and bodies. A sure win in 3 minutes. Place your bets, and you foolish humans betting on the Shrek team, prepare for disappointment. Vassals will always be vassals. The host's discriminatory words echoed in the Colosseum and beyond. Outside, angry, unwilling human voices rose, mixed with hope, worry, and fear. Inside, demon spectators erupted, spurred by the host's cries, flooding bets on the sure win. The total wager soared. The host smirked, his goal achieved. He favored the invincible team but knew the Lighter Sword Saint was likely instructed to let opponents last 3 minutes. The true winner was the Colosseum. Both teams stood in the arena, facing each other. The Lighter Sword Saint, gripping his greatsword, opened his eyes, his cold, calm gaze locking onto Wu Bingji, the Shrek team's leader. Wu Bingji, with his ice essence transformation, felt his heart freeze under that gaze, an invisible killing intent and mental pressure, as if his body would tear apart. Was the Lighter Sword Saint this formidable? Despite knowing his fearsome record and Tang San's calm choice, facing him now, Wu Bingji grasped his overwhelming power. Then, a figure stepped forward, standing before Wu Bingji. Instantly, the oppressive fear lifted. It was Tang San. Masked, Tang San's gaze was calm, absorbing the towering killing intent like a stone in the sea, unshaken. The Sword Saint's eyes flickered. Uninterested initially, he now felt a spark of curiosity. The Shrek team's strategy for this final battle was simple. Tang San had planned, he'd handle the Sword Saint, leaving the other 4 opponents to Wu Bingji's group. Despite the opponents' strength, 1 early 9th tier, 3 8th tier, with 1 1st tier bloodline, 2 2nd tier, and 1 3rd tier with strong elemental control, if the 4 couldn't hold, their prior efforts were in vain. Tang San gripped his right hand, a dark red light flaring as a warhammer appeared, the heaven-breaking hammer. Since acquiring it, he'd used it mostly for forging, aiding mental strength, rarely for combat. Today, it would shine in battle. Seeing the Sword Saint, Tang San knew his current cultivation required a weapon to win. Such an assessment underscored the Sword Saint's might. Match, begin, the host shouted, launching the ultimate showdown. The Sword Saint's 4 teammates charged toward the Shrek team. Golden array patterns glowed beneath Dubai, activating the Spirit Ascension array, channeling rich spiritual energy into his teammates. Yes, to boost their survival, Ying Jia had lent them the 3 discs for this match. Impressively, Ying Jia hadn't damaged them during study, earning Tang San's respect. With the array active, Wu Bingji and Guli flanked Tang San, while Chang Zicheng took to the air, golden light swirling from her golden rock transformation. Tang San stepped out of the array, as the Sword Saint moved, striding toward him. Intrigued by this hammer-wielding opponent, his calm heart ignited with battle intent. At his level, he could instantly judge an opponent's worth. This hammer-wielding foe, seemingly one with his weapon, deserved his full effort, even if he'd be cleaved in 2. Blazing golden flames erupted from the Sword Saint, sacred and intense, enhancing his imposing presence. His 7-foot-long, half-foot-wide greatsword turned gold. His first 3 steps were slow, but by the 4th, he charged, dragging the golden greatsword, his aura surging with each step, flames burning fiercer. The host, watching, grew uncertain. Knowing the Sword Saint well, he saw him unleash full power. Such an attack might end the match in under 3 minutes, risking punishment. Was it really a sure win? As the Sword Saint charged, Tang San matched his pace, rushing forward. Their strides mirrored, speeds aligned, both leaping high toward each other. Golden flames burst from the Sword Saint, but in midair, they poured into his greatsword, slashing toward Tang San's head. This strike unified spirit, energy, and bloodline power. The arena's space turned gold, a massive beast roaring behind him. Against this, Tang San's form seemed frail, as if he'd turned to dust in an instant. Chapter 338, What happened? As golden light fell, the figure seemed split in two. Amid the crowd's gasps, keen eyes noticed the split figure became two complete forms, not halved by the strike. A glint of surprise flashed in the lighter Sword Saint's eyes. He forcibly retracted his golden greatsword, the light flowing back into him. The next moment, countless golden rays erupted, as if shattering space with a low rumble. A bizarre scene unfolded. Centered on the Sword Saint, golden light exploded outward, but within it, black ripples clung to his body, like torn space. The two figures that darted past him flickered, then swiftly moved dozens of meters, escaping the golden light's range. Then, the two merged into one, landing lightly without stirring dust. The Sword Saint landed too, his expression grave. Separated by dozens of meters, they faced each other, neither rushing to act. What had happened? 99% of the audience couldn't comprehend it. Strong spectators were stunned. Siru's gaze was dazed. Guan Longzhong, Mu Enqing, and Mu Yunyu, who thought Tang San would be cleaved, sat back, dumbfounded, as did other human spectators. Siru stammered. Zhang Haoshuan's lips trembled, his fists clenched, muttering, pretty impressive, right? My disciple's impressive, right? Siru, with divine sense, vaguely discerned what happened at the clash. The Sword Saint's strike, infused with spirit, energy, and will, was earth-shaking. Even Siru, a god-level expert, felt threatened. Though not god-level, the Sword Saint's lighter golden aura-infused strike rivaled god-level power. His mental lock made evasion impossible, blending terrifying strength with dual bloodlines. Below god level, no one could block it. More crucially, it couldn't be dodged. Yet Tang San dodged, using a mystical footwork to evade, splitting like a phantom to avoid the blade's edge. Passing by his sway wasn't from the opponent's influence but a search for flaws, his hammer poised. The Sword Saint showed immense skill, retracting his full force strike, redirecting energy into a seamless attack defense, denying Tang San an opening. Both responded flawlessly. The Sword Saint appeared dominant, but god-level experts knew Tang San's evasion was harder. It meant the Sword Saint couldn't lock him, or Tang San broke free effortlessly. This implied Tang San's mental strength surpassed the Sword Saint's, by a margin, to dodge such a strike. Siru reckoned, even with divine sense, he could barely block the strike but not dodge it. Against such a unified lock, dodging would leave him open to relentless attacks, better to counter directly. Yet Tang San not only dodged but halted the Sword Saint's follow-up, terrifyingly showing he could match him head-on. As Tang San and the Sword Saint clashed, the other battle erupted. The Invincible Team's 4 members unleashed powerful attacks on the Shrek Team's 4. Then, the golden array beneath the Shrek Team flickered, and they vanished. The Spirit Ascension array had become a teleportation array, shifting them across the battlefield. The Invincible Team's attacks hit empty air. The Shrek Team reappeared far off, Dubai smirking, taunting the 4 with a finger gesture. 3 days ago, Tang San's strategy highlighted that the Invincible Team's true threat was the Sword Saint. The other 4, 1 early 9th tier, 3 8th tier, were formidable. Head-on, Wu Bingji's group would struggle and risk injury due to the tier gap. Notably, the Sword Saint's teammates excelled in close to mid-range combat, not long range, even the control specialist among them was limited. With the teleportation array returned by Ying Jia, Tang San's plan was clear. He'd face the Sword Saint, while his teammates used the array for guerrilla tactics, draining the opponent's bloodline power, primarily via Dubai. With the team's second strongest mental strength, Dubai could activate the array every 10 seconds without overexertion. Tang San had asked if he wanted to be the match's star. Eager, Dubai learned the special tactic, use the array and movement to keep distance, exhausting opponents' bloodline power while seeking flaws. The opponents, despite their strength, wouldn't dare split up. That was suicide. Wu Bingji's explosive attacks, Guli's time control, and Chang Zicheng's aerial strikes could overwhelm even a lone 9th tier. Lacking long-range skills, the opponents could only chase as a group. Tang San told Dubai his teleportation frequency would dictate their victory odds, thrilling him with the chance to shine. Now, the three-tailed heavenly fox, master of fortune, was fully focused, exhilarated. Within the array's range, Wu Bingji, Guli, and Chang Zicheng gathered strength, awaiting their moment. Chapter 339, Heaven-Breaking Hammer vs Sword Saint. Tactically, the Shrek team held the advantage. Through Dubai's frequent teleportations and subtle misfortune curses, any opponent's misstep could lead to their team's reduction. But this hinged on Tang San defeating, or at least stalling, the lighter Sword Saint. Otherwise, it was futile. The Invincible Team's 4 members, helpless, chased Dubai's group again. The Colosseum's vast arena, spanning hundreds of meters, forced them to avoid the center, where Tang San and the Sword Saint clashed. Entering that battle was suicidal. The Sword Saint had warned his teammates, interfere in his fight, and he'd kill them too. He paid no heed to the other battle, his focus entirely on Tang San. Arrogant but never underestimating foes, he studied the Shrek team beforehand. He saw no threat. Wu Bingji's precise ice needles posed some danger, but the tear gap in his dual bloodlines gave him confidence to win quickly. Ideally, he'd end it after 3 minutes for maximum profit. Yet, in their initial clash, he realized this opponent was formidable. Tang San broke his mental lock, evading a unified spirit energy strike. That sword used over 70% of his power, reserved to adapt, as he believed it could shred 99% of Colosseum foes. But Tang San dodged without clashing, suggesting superior mental strength, something the Sword Saint hadn't anticipated. His mental strength neared peak 9th tier, making it nearly impossible for even a peak 9th tier opponent to break his lock unless their bloodline specialized in mental abilities. Raising his greatsword, he pointed it at Tang San, who stood unmoved under the immense pressure, his masked face unchanged. Tang San's mental strength far exceeded the Sword Saint's. Though both were peak 9th tier, Tang San's was enhanced by heavenly fire fine iron forging, condensing it tightly, expanding his mental seize capacity. Purified mental energy, partially absorbed by his divine sense when overwhelmed, was far stronger. Knowing God level was distant, he focused on mental refinement. Locking him was no easy feat. Their standoff lasted nearly 10 seconds, during which Dubai activated the teleportation array again, shifting his team. Unable to wait, the Sword Saint struck, golden flames flooding his greatsword. From rock steady, he became a storm, charging Tang San. Gripping the heaven-breaking hammer, Tang San didn't meet him head-on. Space around him subtly twisted, and he flickered like smoke, weaving through golden sword beams with ghost shadow perplexing step. Like a specter, he danced around the Sword Saint, threading through sword beams. Lighter golden aura erupted, yet he dodged at the last moment. Their figures crossed without collision, a silent battle. The crowd grew restless, demons betting on a 3-minute win, roaring curses. But those who understood the fight watched in hushed awe, tracking their movements. Before the match, no one expected Tang San, not the Ice Essence wielder, to face the Sword Saint. The Sword Saint was Jiali City's Colosseum's top warrior, the final gatekeeper to block humans from nobility, a tacit rule. When Ancestral Court supervisors heard he led the defending team, they relaxed, expecting no suspense. Yet, this human matched the Sword Saint's blade intent, entangling Jiali's top warrior. The Sword Saint's energy consumption was greater, his bloodline power not infinite despite recovery. Despite the tear gap, he couldn't land a hit, an oddity. Cyan light occasionally flashed on Tang San, when tiger transformations wind aura, not for attack or defense but to boost speed. Even in his past life, pre-godhood, Tang San never used Ghost Shadow perplexing step like this, limited by realm before, unneeded after. Now, he immersed in dodging's insights. The Sword Saint was a blazing furnace, spewing flames. Tang San wove through, finding gaps to avoid burns. This opponent pressured him greatly. The Sword Saint wasn't just powerful but calm, a born warrior adapting to any change. In moments, his swordplay shifted, seeking breakthroughs with varied attacks. He soon realized Tang San outmatched him in speed, evasion, and mental strength, though Tang San's 8th tier cultivation lagged. His greatsword's lighter golden aura began lingering, golden patterns hanging in the air, unyielding. The intense bloodline aura grew, seemingly draining yet oddly stimulating his bloodline, making it boil. His golden light didn't weaken but intensify, flames rising around him. As the aura condensed, Tang San's dodging space shrank, sword beams compressing his room to maneuver. Yet Tang San never clashed head-on or tried to break out. Chapter 340, Fierce Battle. Suddenly, the lighter Sword Saint slashed, and Tang San, like a phantom, retreated, weaving through the sword net, drifting aside. This time, the Sword Saint didn't pursue. Instead, he turned, plunging his massive greatsword into the ground. Instantly, the lingering lighter golden aura in the air blazed, radiant gold erupting. Within a 30-meter radius around him, a golden ocean formed, the suspended aura igniting in a full explosion. You're good at dodging. Let's see you dodge this area attack. As the Sword Saint drove his sword into the ground, Tang San acted. Landing, he stomped hard, cyan light bursting from him. His stomp shook the Colosseum with a low rumble, timed perfectly with the golden aura's explosion, masking it as the gold engulfed him. War Stomp, from the Elephant Demon clan. Why did Tang San fuse Elephant Demon bloodline power? Not for its strength, but to compensate for his physical power deficit. Elephant Demons, known for raw strength, lacked agility but excelled in force, with War Stomp as their sole innate skill. Specializing in strength made it formidable. War Stomp's shockwave, cloaked by wind aura, surged outward in cyan. The golden aura's explosive force was fierce, but Tang San's War Stomp, bolstered by wind aura, matched it. The shockwave clashed with the golden aura's explosion, cancelling much of their force. Protected by wind aura, Tang San used War Stomp's power to soar, breaking free of the golden aura's blast zone in a cyan glow. At that moment, a golden beam shot from the explosion, tearing through the air like it would split the sky. As Tang San ascended, the beam chased him, twice as fast as the Sword Saint's prior attacks. The sword plunge wasn't just to trigger the golden aura, it charged this slash. The plunging sword style had felled countless foes. Tang San's wind aura shattered under the terrifying sword beam. As it seemed he'd be torn apart, his body turned ethereal. The golden beam passed through, slicing the air. The terrifying aura silenced the stands. Tang San's ethereal form solidified, his wind aura reforming. A sonic boom erupted, propelling him back into the golden aura zone, his heaven-breaking hammer crashing toward the Sword Saint's head. Shock flickered in the Sword Saint's steadfast eyes. He'd felt his strike connect. Tang San, airborne, should have been unavoidable. How did he dodge again? The plunging sword style was swift and powerful, how could Tang San evade it? After consecutive golden aura bursts in the plunging sword style, the Sword Saint needed a moment to recover. Tang San's counterattack came, timed perfectly. Elsewhere, a boom echoed. One of the invincible team's 4 members fell. After 4 teleports, Dubai seized an attack chance. Teleporting behind the 4, he targeted the trailing one. Time freeze, golden wing slash, and a charged ice spear hit an 8th tier foe, who had no escape. He'd stumbled inexplicably, misfortune struck. With 1 first tier, 2 second tier, and 1 with supreme ice control, the Shrek team overwhelmed. The invincible team lost 1 member. In the VIP stands, a burly demon stood, roaring, his face dark. His descendant, sent to secure nobility at great cost, died in a match meant to be won. Tang San's hammer reached the Sword Saint, who raised his greatsword to block overhead. Boom, Tang San and his hammer were repelled, but the Sword Saint staggered back half a step. Despite Tang San's smaller frame, his elephant demon bloodline's power was potent, especially after the Sword Saint's heavy expenditure. Tang San lost nothing. Flipping in midair, before landing, Tang San swung a second hammer strike. Another boom, another half-step retreat for the Sword Saint, his palms warming. Tang San, propelled upward, landed, spun, and swept a third hammer at the Sword Saint's chest, lower due to their height difference. The Sword Saint blocked vertically, inhaling deeply, reigniting his golden aura. Boom, this time, he didn't retreat, the recoil stronger. Tang San, grounded, spun like a top, his hammer smashing again. After dodging multiple attacks, Tang San unleashed his disorder-splitting wind hammer technique. The Sword Saint felt stifled. He knew Tang San's strength was inferior, but his prior burst strained his bloodline power, needing seconds to adjust. Tang San gave no reprieve, attacking relentlessly. The hammer's force was substantial, carrying a fierce vibration, forcing full defense, delaying bloodline recovery. Unable to counter, fearing insufficient bloodline support, he could only block, waiting for Tang San's strength to wane to regain control. But he didn't know the disorder-splitting wind hammer technique's essence. Its core was borrowing force to strike. No rest was needed, it used the opponent's power. The stronger the recoil, as long as it didn't exceed Tang San's limit, the stronger his hammer strikes became. The heaven-breaking hammer, with its crushing trait, battered the greatsword. Guided by mental strength, heavenly fire fine iron searing energy seeped through the golden aura into the sword.